All right, let's do this. Thanks for joining us again here on another episode of Free Beer with Charlie. We're here at the studio, the world famous Mermaid Lounge again, ready to try some beer.
Oh,
how you doing today?
Oh, I'm doing great.
Yeah.
We're getting ready to try some beer.
I forgot to mention, I'm Big Al. This is Charlie.
Hey, how's our free beer community doing? We hope you had a good week, Big Al.
Oh, you know what? It's just as cold as it was the last video.
Oh my gosh, are we ever going to get out of this ice box?
I don't know.
We live in the South. It's supposed to be warm here, I thought.
Yeah.
Now they're predicting lots of snow.
Yeah, I know. You know what?
I'm going to feel bad about my wife out there shoveling the sidewalk.
I know. Yeah, I feel bad for him, but you know,
it's
work is never done. It was Mark Twain that said everybody complains about the weather, but nobody does anything about it.
That's true.
Yeah, so what are you going to do?
Yeah. I guess if we moved to probably warm climate, there'd probably be volcanoes or hurricanes or something.
Yeah.
So
we'll just roll with the
punches. Yeah, we just roll with the punches.
Yeah. So today we got a beer coming from Jessica in Taneyville, Missouri.
Yeah.
Another Taneyville, Missouri beer.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've had...
That's like 2 weeks in a row.
Yeah, it was like getting a pod of
What?
Both people that live there.
I was going to say, all two of them. Hopefully their dogs will send us some next year.
Yeah, there you go.
Because I think if they count the dog population, that bumps up to like 5.
Yes, yeah.
So that'd be good. So that could be 3 more beers.
That's awesome.
Yeah. We can't thank Jessica enough. We appreciate you watching us and putting up with us.
We did have to look up how to pronounce this beer.
Yeah. Don't ask me now.
It was famous because, you know, we're not the brightest stars.
Well, we don't claim to be smart or anything.
No.
So
we don't even claim to know what we're talking about.
No.
We just hope that people listen.
Yeah.
Anytime Charlie says, long story short, I'm like, okay, get a seat.
It's like, yeah, I'll be back. I'm getting the wood for the fire. So, can you tell us the name of this? Memnon. Agamemnon.
And all you people are like, yeah, Agamemnon. Everyone knows that. It's like a mask. It's like a Greek god or something.
And wasn't it something to do with funerals?
Oh yeah, a funeral mask.
Funeral mask.
So anyway, I know y'all smarties. Y'all know that word. We had to look it up, and every place I looked it up, it was trying to show me how to say it. Well, I can't use those things.
Yeah.
Where you look at it and oh, that's supposed to tell me how it's pronounced.
How does that help?
I want a recording of somebody saying the dang word.
Agamemnon.
That's how
we have the most confusing language in the world.
Yeah.
I mean, we could learn 4 languages by the time this is the only country that has 12 words that mean the exact same thing.
Yeah.
And they're all spelled different.
Right.
And they all sound different.
And yet, my 3-year-old grandson can say all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, he can say Agamemnon.
Yeah, I probably can. When I was little, my parents asked me to say hippopotamus, and I said, I can't say hippopotamus.
I'm not going to try to say.
That's been an ongoing joke ever since. Anyway.
Okay, I'm going to say it one more time. Agamemnon.
Good job. See, I thought that was like a 80s arcade game.
It sounds like it should be. I mean, I can see them shooting and blowing up Agamemnons.
Yeah, right and left.
That's easy for me to say, too.
Yeah.
That's one of those, I don't think you can say it 3 times in a row.
I'm not even going to try to say it
I'm
once.
afraid Beetlejuice to show up if you do that.
Oh, that's true. It does sound like a spell.
Yeah, it does. It sounds like somebody's casting something on us, which could be historically why it correlates to a funeral mask.
That may be. Yeah, we don't know these things, but we like talking about them.
Yeah, it's fun. It's fun. Now, hopefully somebody out there will comment. They'll do a little research for us. And
like, you big emphasis. You're like the only 2 people left in the world
who don't know what this is. Agamemnon.
Yeah.
Wow. I think it's easy the more you say it.
Does it?
I'm probably saying it wrong, though. So.
I'm just going to listen to you. Another thing that Mark Twain said was, it's best to keep your mouth closed if people think you're a fool than to open your mouth and remove all doubt.
Well, I resemble that remark.
Preaching to the choir.
So we want to do a shout out to Jessica again. We thank you greatly for getting this in our hands. Anything you can say?
Well, there's a lot of things I can say. What do you?
So do you just want to jump in?
Yeah, let's just jump in.
Let's do it.
Or let's just pull it out.
Look at the artwork on that.
Wow. So this this beer is actually designed by one of the owners. I mean, the label is. He's a graphic designer.
Yeah.
So,
and that was one. Yeah, that was one thing with. This is another beer that we haven't sampled previous. So one of the things we found out is that the company, we have a brewer and a graphic designer.
Yeah. Co-owners.
Co-owners. So that's got to be an interesting combination.
Yeah, you know, so the one guy's designing labels and artwork for the website, and the other guy's brewing up small batches to find just the right thing. And then they go and have these breweries contracted to actually produce the stuff.
This one's coming out of Stratford, Connecticut. It's by 12% LLC. Now, the two guys that Big Al was talking about is actually under Omnipollo. And one of the things cool is you think of, we've talked about this on Free Beer before, is the thing that's awesome about craft breweries and craft brewers is it's their own world. It's their own sandbox. It's their own playpen. And so now, this would be a couple people that would be cool to talk to, because I wonder if he came up with this picture and then the brewer came up with the beer.
Yeah.
Or vice versa.
It's just, who knows?
And so that's, you've got two worlds there, because the artist and their creativity, the brewer and their creativity.
Which is an art too.
Right, which is an art form. So those two to come together to produce beer, I'm excited to try this.
Yeah, it's interesting. It's just a new angle.
Yeah.
So Omnipollo actually has beers and pubs all over the world that the beer's being contracted by some brewery to make, and very interesting.
We've had some other beers that we've done. 6 Mile Bridge is that way. But that's, I get it. I mean, there's a lot of expense when you do a full-blown brewery, pub, so on and so forth.
Yeah, and to have the freedom and flexibility to just design the beer, label and product and everything, and then let other people have the day-to-day work of actually
making it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's neat.
But that'd be cool. He's got to be an awesome home brewer to come up with.
Yeah.
I mean, you think about when you do a home brew batch, you're looking at maybe 5 gallons you're making.
Yeah.
Well, you come up with a recipe there.
And then it's going to be turned into
a full-blown production. I mean, talk about artistry, and I mean, that's huge.
Yeah.
Do we know what the volume, alcohol by volume
This is 12.5%.
Oh.
Yeah.
And we're probably not going to chug this one.
This is serious.
Wow.
Now, we thanked Jessica ahead of time, just in case it's bad. We've already thanked her.
Yes.
And after we taste it, we don't have to thank her yet. It may not be good.
But I think that's the awesome thing to me about
the mystery of
it's the mystery.
What have they done here?
And especially this, we don't really know where the owners are at. I mean, we don't know. They may be in Sweden formulating these, but it's actually produced here in the States in Connecticut. So I say we crack it open and
sure, let's do it.
See what happens. Oh,
she's a dark one.
She is dark. Oh, and I'm not getting any head on that one.
Is that a pint?
Yes. Once again, we got a 16 ouncer. That's another thing we like about the craft brewers.
Yeah. You're not ashamed to put it in a 16 ounce.
No. Wow, look at that.
That is interesting. That has
oh my gosh, you can't see through that one either.
No. I like it when they have the kind of tan
head
colored foam. Yeah, because so much of the time those have a really good flavor.
Yeah, and they seem more complex.
Yeah, very good.
There's something about that. But my gosh, I mean, I'm holding it up to the light and I'm getting nothing through it.
No, it's basically used motor oil.
What are you getting on the smell there?
There's a maltiness there.
That's what I was going to say. All I'm getting is kind of a slight malt.
It's not
It's not overpowering at all.
Prominent. It's almost like molasses-y, but not really sweet.
And
the smell.
Yeah, you had a good point. There's a tinge of almost a syrup, that maple smell.
I think on our scale, it's probably not that big of a, it's not bold of a smell.
It's not bold of a smell. It's probably a typical one.
Yeah, probably so.
Let's try this one.
All right. Ooh, that is nice. Now that's pretty unique.
Yeah. I'm getting total maple syrup.
Yeah. It's
There's a little alcohol tinge there at the beginning, but wow.
Yeah, that's really good. Now that's it tastes a little bit more like molasses than it smells. Although I was picking that up in the smell.
Yeah, and it's that molasses syrupy type.
It's interesting. It's good.
Yeah, the flavor's really good. It's almost got a. And are you getting a tinge of like almost a smoke too? I mean, it's kind of a.
Yeah,
a
you're
smoky,
right. It's like maybe the malt or something.
I was gonna say it must be the malt. Boy, what do you think on that flavor? On our scale.
You know, that's sweetness to bitter. It's above typical, so I'd say it's probably a 2.
2, yeah.
It's a good sweetness. It's not really, it's not like sickening sweet.
Right, yeah, it's not, definitely not sweetening.
Yeah. No head left. No lacing. Look at that. I mean, we just got spin that around and it turns the glass kind of a yellowish brown.
Yeah, you definitely, you can tell that's got higher alcohol in it.
Mm-hmm.
So what do we think on our categories?
I can see this as a dessert beer.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
It's complex, for sure.
There's something about some of these that are higher alcohol content and dark that there's a tinge of smoke to it, so it always makes me think of having something cooked out on the grill than having one.
Yeah, and I'm always wanting to have something cooked out on the grill.
Oh, yeah.
When we have one of these.
It seems to me that it would intensify that smoky, rich flavor.
Yeah, that would be a good one for that. This is not a guzzler.
No.
This is not something you're going to be refreshed with necessarily. But very nice.
I think that'd be complex too. Definitely complex. Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. his lips were moving, but I didn't hear what he was
Plus,
saying.
I think it might be complex.
And it could be complex. But yeah.
I don't know if there's anything else really. I mean, just about anything could be in between, but this is kind of too good to be.
Yeah, this is too good to be just a classic in between.
It reminds me a little bit of Bourbon County.
And I was going to say the same thing.
It's different.
It's different, but it's in that same vein because it's about the same alcohol content. It's a dark, it's a complex, and it's a dessert.
Yeah.
I would say the Bourbon County is a smoother, creamier.
Yeah, it is creamier, and it's higher alcohol by a couple of percentages. So,
yeah.
But yeah.
What do you think overall, Big Al?
I mean, I'm tempted to give it a 5 because it's like Bourbon County, but it's a different uniqueness.
Yeah.
It has a different.
It definitely has its.
Yeah.
It's definitely in the same vein, but it has its own uniqueness.
It has its own wow factor.
And it definitely has a wow factor.
But now I'm up for a debate if you think a 5 is too strong.
I don't think so. I think for the uniqueness, and it's one of those that I think our free beer community needs to try and get a hold of.
Yeah.
Because every sip you take, to me, it enhances it. It's like it gets better every sip.
Yeah.
And that could be the 12.5%.
Well, it might be, but
it's the flavor I think enriches, if that makes sense.
Well, it does, because the kind of mapley, molassesy taste it was kind of surprising at first.
Yes.
Now I know it's there,
right,
and it's really not surprising.
But it's like blended with the rest of it.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that's the aromatics of it and all that, but
I don't know. It's really
it's really very good. I agree. I think it's definitely worthy of a 5. The Big Al,
Charlie.
Here's the God, Guns, and Rock and Roll.
Amen. Wow.
This is a winner. I think everybody needs to try to get a hold of this one.
Yeah.
Definitely worthwhile.
It is. Well, thanks for joining us today. Appreciate it. And don't forget, I'm Big Al.
I'm Charlie.
And until next time.
So, here we go.
Okay. I like that intro. So, here we go.
I was trying to, anyway.
We'll quit doing the whole, all right, we'll just go.
So, here we go.
I'm Big Charlie and this is Al.
Let's do this.
Da, 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 da.
Man.
Man.